Words. And welcome to Uncaged. Sorry, we're starting a little late. Wild has fairly temperamental cats, and we had to fix a few things, but we're here now, and we're gonna get started. Let's go around quickly, introduce who you're playing. We'll end with the person doing a recap. So we're gonna start on my left, which is Graham.
Hi everybody, I'm Graham, and I'm playing Sam, your lovely light cleric. Yeah, that's all I got.
Enough. Kai, or Swapper.
Oh, right, that's me. Hello, I am playing Kai, a very angry dude, and that's about it.
Wild.
Yes, hello, I'm Mild. I am playing Welby, the accidental warlock, an overall nice guy, the conscience of the party, the best one around.
Not a word of a lie. Lady Dame.
I am Lady Dame, and I'm playing Pris, the sweetest tiefling you've ever met, ever. She is wonderful and lovely and sweet.
All right. I'm Monique, and I'm the DM. That's really all you need to know. I think Lady Dame is ready to give our wonderful recap. I don't think she's rapping or doing slam poetry, but it might actually be factually correct for a change. So,
I wouldn't count on any of those things, really.
one
And
can
ready
dream.
is a strong word. But in the last, we had, as a sort of recap, we met a bunch of harpies who were under the mind control of a dryad. And in order to help them, we ended up fighting the dryad. The poor sweet thing had been driven mad by being trapped in the tree and was taking it out on other humans and things and the harpies. It was a tough fight. Luckily, the harpies were very strong, and yeah, that was good because it would not have been successful without them. One of them got very hurt, but we tried to help her as much as we could. And as we contemplated what next to do, Kai reminded us that we have to go. We're trying to get somewhere that takes a little bit of a journey, and we should try and keep moving as quickly as possible. Lots of philosophical conversations happened about the nature of it wasn't good and evil. It was about trusting people and openness, and there's a lot of that kind of stuff going on. But when we went to make camp, there were we heard some screaming off in the distance. Tried to decide whether or not we were going to actually see if we could help the thing screaming, but it sounded really far away and we weren't sure that we would be able to make it in time. And while we were contemplating that, we saw some lights, which turned out to be will-o-wisps, which I know from my own studies can be temperamental, to say the least. But we decided we would try and help. We managed to have a conversation with them. They seemed really quite nice actually to talk. They were quite lovely to talk to, even though they were only blinking. Welby and I, taking the last watch, were warned. Well, I wasn't warned because I'm responsible, but Welby was warned that we were not to go and further try and talk to the wisps. Or get closer before Sam and Kai went to bed. So naturally, Welby and I did compromise and went halfway to get closer to the will-o-wisps. So that happened. But we threw a big party. We played music for them and told them stories, and they seemed to really enjoy that. And as the dawn approached, the lights disappeared and we went to go search for them because we told them we would help them, and it's kind of hard to help something that you can't see. And now we stumbled upon a gate of some sort, question mark, with runes that may or may not be something about ley lines I don't know. It seems like a lot, and that's what I remember. That's what they did.
I mean, that's pretty accurate. Well done.
Not bad
Uh,
considering my notes were like slim.
Well, recaps off of memory are still good. Let me just try and get some music going without it being instantly too loud. Because I was using Roll20 over the weekend and it was finicky. But I'm sure it'll be fine. It always is. I don't think that song goes in that playlist. Let's just remove that one. There we go. So yes, some of you had some nice high knowledge checks. Recognized this area as a very magical area in general. You saw a number of small henges as well. And if I remember correctly, you were basically just chilling in the woods. I don't remember that you had a specific direction.
I think we were just looking for bodies.
Yes, you found no bodies in the area.
And we were gonna search for what, 2 hours? I think was the agreed upon time, and then we were gonna leave.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
and
you, Samander was specifically looking for bodies. Other people were looking a little more generalized, and they were the one who found the ley lines. And I think Chris was able to tell the group that this area was pretty druidic in general.
Mm.
Like it's not like giant wizard tower, arcane marks everywhere. It's more of a natural magic feel.
One important detail for the scene: I am still a dog.
You are still a mastiff.
I thought
That's
you
right.
done.
And you bit me.
Oh, that's
I don't think we ended. I think we ended with me trying to sniff out bodies, and everybody else was
Right.
doing actual work.
Yes.
Yes.
You were a dog, and then you weren't a dog, and then you were a dog again. That's right.
Yep.
Well, that's right. Kai turned into a dog.
Yeah,
That's new and
apparently
exciting.
that's a thing they can do now, apparently. So for people watching, we're kind of speed leveling through this because I wanted to use a lot of modules that were not necessarily entirely close together in level, so they're level 4 at the moment.
I'm a level 4 wizard, I think.
Sure, and Welby's a level 4 farmer. No,
Yes.
we all have our struggles. So, no bodies, lots of magic. The yowling of cats in the distance?
Yep.
So this henge, how tall is it?
This specific one that you found in the middle?
Yes.
About shoulder height for a tall human.
Okay. Is it like circular? Does it go all the way around? Are there openings? Is there anything in the center of it that we can see?
From what you can see, it's mainly wooden stakes put in the ground, and it looks like what's the English word? Like a specific kind of dirt mound in the middle.
Ooh.
Sure,
I want to cast. Actually, do I
peat.
want to cast?
It's peat, apparently.
Peat. Oh, like peat bog?
Yeah, basically, but then convex instead of concave.
Okay, I want to cast a spell.
Please do.
Find traps.
Beautiful. Roll me a d100.
A D100. Oh, right. This is the random magic thing where spells work weird. I should have remembered that.
Oh, right.
Why
I
would
forgot.
you remember such trivial details about the world you're walking
That
in?
is a 80.
An 80. Da-da-da-da-da. Oh, beautiful. As you cast this spell to find traps, which you don't find, by the way, no traps. In general, your spells are very light/fire based in their appearance. This time, no flames, but a lot of light that goes into sort of a rainbowish color before the rays puff into butterflies and flower petals that flutter in the air around you.
Oh, pretty.
For the next minute, 10 feet around you is covered in petals and butterflies.
Best day ever.
Sam, did you do that?
Why, yeah, I totally meant to do that. So outside of traps, it also picks up anything that I would consider harmful or undesirable for 120 feet around me.
Would you consider a fairy hill undesirable?
No.
No, nothing pings.
Perfect. I am going to look at the peat and look around. Give it the good old perception check.
Please do.
And then I am going to turn to my party. That is a... What is my perception, though? Ooh, 18 plus
Ooh.
4, 22.
All right. So, this peat hill, I guess you would have to call it. It's the top layer is just soil, but if you like brush it down a bit, there's more not arcane symbols, but definitely magic symbols, and people seem to have buried little trinkets that you could probably figure out would be used as a druidic focus. There's little tiny tiaras. There's just the smallest little necklace made of flowers, but like made out of metal.
There's no villages near here. That doesn't make sense. There's no reason that a child would be playing here and would have left their dolls' accoutrements. Pris,
Yeah.
Kai, Welby, can you take a look at this? I seem to have found some tiny jewelry and adornments. I don't know what to make of this. Well put, Kai.
Do they look doll-sized?
Yes.
Okay.
And it-
Definitely very small.
would they fit on Welby?
No, smaller. Although, if you want to try one of the flower crowns, as it approaches your head, it gets bigger to like fit your head.
Ooh.
Ooh.
I'm gonna put it on.
Oh, beautiful. I'm gonna link you something.
Okay.
Oh no!
As soon as I bookmarked it and I can't find
Once
it.
again, our love of
I know
flower
what this
crowns
is.
betrayed us.
No. How dare.
No!
Crown.
I'm glad it went to well because Sam was gonna put one on.
Hang on, I have the D&D Beyond link here.
Of course, you
Was
talk
Would you
to the one
would
who
you
has
say the
no
tiaras are
inhibitions.
ring size?
Some of them, definitely. So, Welby, as you're putting on this wonderful flower crown, it's just this delicate band of woven branches and just pretty flowers. And it just automatically resizes for your head. You look beautiful. You're just stunning. Your charisma score becomes 19. You have advantage on any charisma ability check when interacting with any non-elf fey creature. You get a few spells I'm going to link to you. You grow a pair of fairy wings. Your ears elongate and your hair grows longer and more colorful. I'll leave the color up to you. Your skin becomes glittery, and your voice becomes a higher pitch and tone. Much higher. And you gain the following flaw. You cannot resist cute things or playing harmless pranks. You feel obliged to show kindness and politeness to people you meet until they cross you or your loved ones.
Wait, so what's changed?
The pitch of your voice,
Yeah.
very particularly.
In the wings, maybe.
Oh, also the wings. You have the D&D Beyond link in chat. Congratulations on your cursed item.
I did not bring my helium with me today.
Just punch yourself. That usually does the trick.
Welby, can I just say I love you? Thank you for taking the cursed item so I don't have to.
This cursed item automatically attunes to you, so you lose one open attunement slot.
Oh,
God,
no!
imagine if Prince Arkai had taken it. Oh my god.
Oh, next level I can get remove curse. I'll save you. New
Wait,
character
so-
arc.
Welby has
Wings.
fairy wings?
Yes.
Are these changes immediate or is it
It takes
over
about
time?
6 seconds.
Oh. What?
What
Welby?
is this place?
What's going on? I don't understand. What?
Welby, I don't know anything about what's going on, so I'm gonna take a look over Welby. Do you feel, Welby, do you feel any different?
I mean, I got these things in the Mac.
Yeah, I've noticed you've spontaneously grown wings.
I mean, that's sounds kind of fun. Like, does that mean I can fly now? I'm gonna try flying.
Do you want me to pick you up to give you a boost and then let you go?
I mean, that's all on you.
I mean, I'm asking for consent to toss you.
In character?
Yeah.
Oh. No, that's okay. I don't think I want to be thrown just yet.
That's fine. I'll back up and in case Welby needs a running start to like fly or flutter.
Alright, Welby, how does it look as you try to lift off?
Well, Welby doesn't know how to use the wings, so they're just moving their shoulders a lot.
The thing is, if you want it enough, it kind of works. You gain a flying speed equal to your walking speed. Your flight is not limitless. You can fly for up to a number of hours equal to your Constitution score modifier, which I think is 1 for you. 1 hour of flight a day. Also, what color did your hair turn as you're fluttering in this magical forest?
I think it's just like all the colors. It's just a rainbow.
Rainbow Welby.
Yeah. Like, I think I read about this in one of my stories. And they're just gonna fly around casting. Does prestidigitation work in the opposite, where you can make dirt?
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah, so they're just gonna scatter dust everywhere, constantly casting prestidigitation.
Okay. You're basically glitter bombing people.
Yes.
I will point out, if you sneeze or cough, you cause a cloud of pixie dust to erupt around you, should you want to take this to the next level.
Just starts vomiting.
Do you know what you're asking Moby to do? They're just gonna be a complete agent of chaos now.
I
They
know
were
who your
before.
patron is! Do you know who your patron is? Because this is what they wanted to happen.
I don't know if I care who my patron is.
Fair. That is perfectly fair. I'm just saying, Agent of Chaos, you can get it on a plaque over your door. Alright.
Well, time is wasting. I'm gonna go walk in towards the center of the henge.
Wait, what about the other items? Don't you want to put one on?
Absolutely not. They would make a nice ring, though. I bet you could wear one on your finger.
If I want to pick up one of the tiaras. Elby just looks so pretty with the fairy wings and the pretty colored hair. And I'll put one of the. I'll just sort of nestle one of the tiaras around one of my horns.
You're just sort of like hooking it off of
Huh?
the horn. All right. Let me have a look for you. I'm looking how big this is. Okay. So, your skin also gets a little glimmery and glittery. Sort of like a golden sheen.
Ooh, sparkly.
And I'll link you the other things it does. For now, you just look beautiful.
I'm glittery.
I can tell you now you get advantage on persuasion checks as long as it's hooked
Okay.
onto your horn.
Great. Awesome.
And it was just tiaras and the flower crown, right?
Yes.
That we'd seen so far? Okay.
Yeah, well, like things that were probably used as a druidic focus at one point.
Ooh, a druidic... I will pick that up because I don't think Kai has hands right now.
No. Just teeth and drool.
Yeah, so I will pick up the druidic focus.
Okay. It's a carved piece of mistletoe.
Does it seem to have any innate magical abilities or anything like that, or is it just like a carved?
No, it's not in itself magical. It's used
Okay,
to channel
perfect.
magic.
Perfect. And there doesn't look to be a druid around, right?
Other than the one that's currently a dog, no.
So it's wooden, right?
Yes.
I'm just gonna like hold it out like when you hold out a treat to a dog for them to just like gently like grab it. Okay.
Okay.
I think you should take this.
The dog looks very questioning.
I just set it on the ground. And I look at Kai and I'm just like anyways, so looks like there's no dead bodies here and I don't see anyone in need of help. Is there anything further in or further around us? Or is it just this peat?
Currently just this peat bit. Again, there were other carvings on trees, but just in like if you held like a giant pagan festival, this would have been like the center part where they hung out and did magical shit, and then everyone left again.
Okay. Well, I don't know what to do. What do you all think?
What is that, Kai?
They start running around in a circle, looking very frustrated.
Which way, Kai? Which way are we going?
Who fell down a
Kai,
well?
Tim, you fell down a well?
Away from the weird place they go.
We told the will-o-wisp that we'd try and help them.
Right, we made a promise.
We did.
Well, we said we would try and help them. We never technically said we would. And we did put 2 hours of work into looking for them. They didn't show up.
Make me a knowledge religion check.
Oh no. Religion?
Cleric of mine.
I'm a wizard. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, cleric, my darling.
Well, okay, that's 21.
Oh, wow, look at you knowing
I'm on a
stuff about
roll
what
today.
what you do for a living.
Cast spells, obviously. I'm a wizard.
Right, yes, level 4 wizard. So will-o-wisps being technically kind of a weird kind of undead, they're probably around but not visible.
Well, I don't know how to see them, because I can't
No.
see invisible things.
This is true.
Maybe if I'd taken a spell to do that, I could have, but I didn't. Oh, wait. Oh.
But wait, there's more.
I will call out loud if the will-o-wisps are with us, and I'll say, float over there if you're here, and I will point to a spot, and I'll wait 2 minutes for them to get there, and then I'm going to cast Fairy Fire, which would outline any... Oh, is it... any creature in the area would be outlined with light.
Nice. So after you wait 2 minutes, is anyone else doing anything during these 2 minutes? Is Welby still just...
Yes.
Okay. Just checking.
I would be settling down, I believe, just watching the chaos that will probably ensue from this.
Okay.
In a nice sunny spot.
Remind me, did you take the piece of wood
No.
Dan was handing out to you? No?
No, I already
Okay.
have it ready to focus. I don't need a second one.
All right. After you wait and wait and wait and you cast a spell, you do see the outlines of lights.
Wow, I'm getting so good at this spellcasting wizarding business. Good job, Sam. Well thought. Lead the way to how we can help you, friends.
It's like, and yet so modest. If I remember correctly, fairy light is like in an area, and if the creature moves out of the area, they're gone again. It doesn't cling to them.
Each object in a 20-foot cube within range is outlined in blue, green, or violet light. Any creature in the area when the spell is cast is also outlined in light if it fails. So they have to make a dex saving throw. But it just says for the duration, objects and affected creatures shed dim light. I think it's a targeted area, and then it doesn't matter if they leave afterwards.
Okay, I thought if they walked out of the area, they
up
were
to you.
gone again.
I don't know.
It's fine. Look, I need you to find the plot at some point. They remain visible.
Okay.
And they start hovering deeper into the forest.
There you go, Welby. I have found your friends. Lead the way, my flying friend.
I take it there's a very bored dog paddling along.
Yes.
Sam, did you keep hold of that piece of wood?
Nope.
You keep asking about that. I don't know.
I'm just wondering.
So if Kai didn't want it, I don't need a focus, and I'm not a druid.
That's fair.
So I would have left it there in the circle because I don't want bad things to happen, and I don't want to take it out of the circle.
Perfect. So...
But I'll take a tiara and put it on my finger.
Oh, put it on your finger?
Actually, no. I'm going to put it in the same pouch that I put the little petal.
Okay. Also, by now, the emergency mushroom has disappeared.
Okay, that's fine. Wait,
they only last.
I
They
ate my
only last for 24 hours anyway. No, but Welby, I think Welby still had.
Yeah.
But they dissolve after 24 hours, until he makes new ones.
Yeah, because I got a lesser restoration out of mine.
I forgot that she conjured one of them, and the phrase "the emergency mushroom has disappeared" gave me great questions that I could not answer. Sorry, I just need everyone to know that I'm a dumbass.
Right. You're merrily following these outlined will-o-wisps deeper into the forest. And then they veer off a little bit back towards the path, causing you to come up on a village not from the side where the road runs past it, but from the, the woodsy side.
Pris, was this town on the map?
Don't remember, but I can look. I can double check. Was it on the map? Do I
It
remember
was.
it being on the map? Okay, great.
Oh.
I thought so.
Hooray,
Yes.
we're still on track.
Huzzah!
Yeah.
How long has this taken?
About 3 hours.
Oh, okay, I'm back.
Almost 4. Coming up on 4.5.
Was this the town we were going to head to anyways? Or like on our route?
So?
You would have passed this. The Will-O-Wisp actually helped you shave about an hour off of your travel time.
What?
All right,
Welby, if
maybe
you
I
kept
was
flying
wrong.
the whole way through, it would be ending by now.
Okay.
Actually, it would be gone by now. You're just descending to Earth at 30 foot around. You were saying something, Swapper?
Yeah, I think I was maybe wrong. That was actually useful, but I think we need to establish some like ground rules. And don't touch the weird shit. Should be one of them.
I'm glittery now.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we could have established that earlier, except you were kind of just barking a lot.
Sometimes you just don't want to deal with shit. Because
I mean,
let's be honest, you would have probably done it anyway, so.
I mean, yeah. That's honestly, I would say yes. No,
Also,
knowing
that
us.
thing, yeah. Also, that didn't seem like evil, and was actually pretty chill. So, you know, just for the future, it could be like another lightning disaster waiting to happen.
It's true. I mean, I haven't had too many bad experiences, but other than the lightning through my dad's inn with the weird things happening, I mean, I got a flute and now I'm glittery. It's not too bad.
Like, do you really want to gamble things like that? Because you just need one bad fuck up.
True. That's fair. Okay. What if we knew what they were? If there was some sort of piece of paper or there was a book that said what it was, then we can touch it, right?
I mean, is it right?
Well, if I find research on it and I can prove to you that it's okay, we could just like keep it in a pocket or something and not, or like wrap it in a, if we find something interesting and wrap it like and save it for research later.
I mean, yeah, but you could also just, I don't know, show me the paper and say that it's research that proves that you're right. Probably be like, yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, that makes sense to me.
What, the paper?
Just give a thumbs up. What does the tiara I picked up look like?
It's made of sort of a brassy metal that's twisted in like a boar weave braid.
Cool. I will.
With a little flame on it.
That either means it's gonna light me on fire the minute I touch it, or, yeah, it's gonna stay in the pouch of things that need to be identified.
Alrighty.
Yeah, nothing campaign, you're just
Hey.
carrying a nuclear bomb.
This now has a little tiara, is glittery, and also still has something circling around her head.
Oh yeah.
Yep. I'm
We
just so
didn't
excited to give you
wanna
so much
be-
stuff without giving you a pearl to cast Identify.
If you
We didn't
ritual
wanna
cast
be
it,
like-
you still need the required materials.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
But just spending an hour looking at the magical item typically lets you attune to it.
Oh yes, no, they're definitely attuned to everything they're wearing. for better and worse.
So what's the name of this town?
It is called Mathar.
Mathar. Mathar. Is that Elvish?
Oof. Rerolls for all, so maybe you'll survive your items.
Yay! Touch
Thank you.
everything and rerolls for all.
Alright, so we don't have them on the overlay, so just write them down like the good people you are.
Okay.
Wait,
I
am
will-
I included in the rerolls for everyone?
I think so.
Oh no.
Yes.
If that is true. Oh dear.
Oh my.
Just call it DM Inspiration and give it the one of us, maybe.
We will see if
Oh,
I
no,
feel
I
like
don't-
you need it. Look, I asked someone for players who rolled over a 7 today, and so far you're killing it, so I don't think you need it. I think I need it more, honestly.
What does the town look like? Are there people walking about? Are there...
So it's a very small town. It's basically just a small farming town that accidentally has an inn. It's very much a place that built an inn because there's people traveling between large cities and they're sick of putting people up in their barns. Everything's just a little scraggy, just a little worn. There's
people
no
walking?
people on the street right now. It's very quiet.
Middle of the day!
And your little will-o-wisp friends kind of poofed out when you got close to town. But there are other floating lights inside the town.
And these are the spirits of the dead that couldn't move on, right? I think from the religion
Well,
check
the
that I made
ones
last week.
you met, yes. The ones that are currently in the town streets look different.
How
Like
so?
smaller, different color.
Okay.
Don't seem to respond when you talk to them.
Okay. And we haven't seen any people. Oh, I'm gonna walk in! You know?
There's
Because I'm an adventurer, and that's what adventurers do, is they walk into towns. Like, they own the place. And by own the place, I mean I walk in and I'm looking for some living person. Because I think Sam is a pessimist after the past 2 days, and would assume, well, everyone in this town is dead, and they're all will-o-wisps now.
Okay.
I cast Shillelagh.
Lovely vote of confidence. All right, so you walk
I'm
into
just
town.
gonna stay very close to Sam, like right behind Sam.
Don't worry, I'll protect you for about 3 hits.
It's still very quiet. You see, one building has this old, creaky old sign up front. It says "The Dog and Pony." There's a few houses. There's, I think, 2 houses with the lights on. The roads are pretty wide, just dirt, like no cobblestones or anything. The roads are wide enough that like 2 carts can pass coming across each other. Like this is clearly more of a thoroughfare than a place people generally stop. You will notice that every house you pass has an iron horseshoe nailed over the door. The Dog and Pony has the common sign for an inn on the door as well.
And they were iron horseshoes?
They are absolutely iron horseshoes.
Oh, alright. Time for some more Fae bullshittery. Let's
Welcome
do
to
it.
my world.
Let's do it. I will call out, hello? Is anyone here?
Like into the village or into
Oh, yeah,
one of the
like,
houses?
I'm not gonna yell into someone's house. Just peek up all creepily on the window and just look at them like, hello?
Oh, hello.
I
Do you
mean,
have time to talk about our Lord and Savior, the Sun?
I've had players do creepier
It's the
things,
sun.
okay?
Without the sun, we'd freeze.
I mean, you can scientifically prove there's a sun that puts you ahead of a number of religions.
That's true. That's true.
All right.
But where does it go at night if it's so powerful?
Look, sun goes down, sun comes
Balls off
up.
the
You
wood.
can't explain it.
Yeah. Yeah, I would be probably walking towards like the horse and pony and kind of hollering out that.
Pris, do you stay with him while he's hollering?
Oh. Because I'm also curious if, if anybody's going to respond.
Okay.
I also might actually cast just a little bit of thaumaturgy to sort of help him project his voice. I don't know if it works that way. No, it's my voice. Never mind.
Your
That
voice.
doesn't work.
Okay.
Ignore that.
I think Welby is going to run ahead. He's like, I'm going to the dog and pony. Maybe they have a dog I can pet, and give Kai a dirty look.
You tried
Shots
asking it
fired.
first.
Oh, poor Welby. At least you're not. At least you don't have like a lifelong trauma of dogs now. But that's something at least. Okay.
Can Welby go in? Oh. Can Welby go into the houses if they
I was
are
actually
cursed?
about to tell you about the door
Oh,
opening at
no!
the inn. Ignore the music change. It's just setting.
Too late to say that I cast guidance on Sam.
It is very much too late to say that.
Fuck.
Oh no.
Oh no!
The
Oh, no.
door to
Oh,
the
no.
Dog and Pony Inn opens, and you see a dark-haired, fairly dark-skinned female half-elf holding a book still in one hand, and looks at you and goes, "Adventurers, blessed be," and just gestures you into the inn.
Can you give me further description on this half elf?
Yes,
I
please.
can. She has dark brown hair, a fairly dark brown skin, taller than Welby, easily. More on the human side of half elf. Like ears are moderately pointy, but not very. A little on the skinny side. Like with a little of like the sunken cheeks, like not necessarily entirely by choice, just not having a good streak of business. Clothes are perfectly clean, very practical. The book looks like she's been reading it, and then rereading it. Like it has those cracks along the spine.
Is there anything off with her expression?
I was gonna say,
Actually,
does
sorry,
she seem
this-
trustworthy?
You can make an insight check
No,
for that information.
So that is experienced game player Graham asking, but I don't think Sam has the common sense enough to do that, so I walk in.
I
Fair, she
think
just
I
looks
has.
happy to have. She
Yeah.
just is happy. To
The
have
Blessed Bee is
customers.
a little weird though.
I
Blessed
rolled an
Bee.
8 to see if she's trustworthy.
She's perfectly trustworthy.
I thought so.
So when Welby runs in, he's gonna be like, "Where's the
I rolled a
dogs?
15.
Where's the dogs?"
No.
And the dogs are like not here. They're more like town dogs. They'll be here for supper. My name is Aveen.
Hello, Ravine.
A pleasure, Aveen. My name is Sam Samander.
I'm Pris.
It's very nice to see a friendly face. So
Yeah.
what about those horseshoes? Am I right?
Well, we're not going to ask about the dead people.
Hey, what's wrong with horseshoes?
Has anyone died recently in town?
That's a lot of very sudden and somewhat odd questions.
We've had
Yeah,
a
we
very
saw a lot
odd
of
couple of
ghosts.
days, to
So,
be honest.
maybe-
Well,
just-
I'm a very powerful wizard.
Oh, that's good. I'm not sure if a wizard is what we need, but are you passing through or are you here for a reason?
Passing through.
Great. Are you gonna need rooms? I only have 2 rooms, so you'll have to bunk together.
It's fine.
That's fine. But as to the other questions,
Right. I missed some of them.
has anyone in town died recently? Like a lot of people? What's with the horseshoes? And were there any other questions, Pris?
Oh, so I'm sorry. we've had a very strange couple of days.
I'm starting to get there myself.
Yes, sorry. We stumbled upon. This is a very interesting, very magical forest and everything. We stumbled upon an odd little area with a henge, and it was.
Oh,
We're
the
just
Fairy
getting
Hill.
Yes. Oh, is that what? It's yes, the Fairy Hill.
Oh, did you
we
take anything?
Yes.
You
Should
should
we
be
not-
careful
should we-
with those.
No, I
Oh,
thought-
yes, it's just in a pouch. If they ask for it back.
Oh, good. No, that's just generally like putting them on. It has some downsides. Considering I don't think a lot of the wings are reasoned, I take it. She's just
Yeah,
gesturing at
that's
Welby
not-
with the rainbow hair and the fairy wings and the glitter and the.
No,
But doesn't Welby look? This is our friend Welby. Does he look
Yeah.
really nice? I
If-
mean,
if
and I'm not normally glittery, but I kind of like the effect.
Oh, you're not. It really suits you.
I know. I thought so. Thank you. Well, we may have told the I don't know how much. I'm sure you, since you're so close to the Fairy Hill, you know there's some will-o-wisps in the area, and we told them we'd help them.
I haven't had any dealing with will-o-wisps.
Oh, well, there you go. That's why all the questions about death and dead people and things, because I don't know how much you know about will-o-wisps, but they are, well, they're technically undead. They're kind of like ghosts, and they can be problems if you don't help them pass on. And so we thought we
But
would.
we haven't had any deaths.
Inside
We
check.
had.
Yeah, I'd like to insight
All
check
right.
that as well.
I mean, of
Roll
course,
it.
do I believe her?
Roll them.
All right, let's go with the green die because that has not let me
that's a
down yet.
Dirty 20.
17.
There
I
haven't
think.
been any deaths.
Oh,
Um,
sorry, no, not a 17. I have a +6. That's a 21.
Jesus.
Shockingly, still no deaths.
Nice. I feel better.
She was about to finish her sentence by saying that a month ago a local child did disappear and they never found him.
Oh.
One child. Oh,
Yes. Marin.
sorry. Say that name again.
Marin. He disappeared from his bed at night. That's when the lights you see in town started appearing. They never found him, and his poor parents, they couldn't handle it, and they've left town.
That's awful.
So,
what
were
did he
there
look
any
like?
tracks around the house?
Oh,
So
at least
it's
not that I'm aware of. But again, there were search parties.
So there weren't even tracks leaving the house. It didn't look like the kid had left.
Like nothing from that wasn't from regularly kids running around their house playing. Nothing.
Did they disappear at night or during the day? Sorry, I'm asking a lot of questions. I like answers and I like getting concrete evidence because I'm an adventurer now, and that's my calling, and that's how I'm going to do it.
Well, you're doing splendidly.
I pull out my journal.
Oh god, I'm gonna have to get you Deerstalker head in game. No, just at night.
Okay. Hypothesis number 1. Will-o-wisps appear outside the house. The child, weird things that are cool and bright. Lures him out of the house, he wanders away from the village.
Surely we would have found him.
Hypothesis 2. Another spontaneous vanishing.
Another?
Well, I mean, things can go invisible, right?
I guess. Well, when you say look, the Lachlan boy died, but he was sick, so I don't think that's what you mean, because you asked about strange deaths, and he just fell ill. There's a lot of sick children.
In town right now?
Well, currently the only one I know of is the Duggins' daughter.
Well, luckily for you, on top of being an adventurer and a very powerful wizard, I'm also a healer.
You do a lot of things. Are you?
Sam is very skilled.
Well, I was a healer, and then now I can heal with magic, so it kind of... It's a long story, very boring. I don't think you're interested, you know? It's whatever, you know?
You're
But
very
anyways,
strange, even for adventurers.
the horseshoes.
I also don't think I've seen anyone with horns like yours before.
Oh, no, they're not coming around these parts, I suppose.
Interesting. So, do you have to file them down, or?
No, why would I do that?
I don't know. Like we have goats and their horns keep growing, and we have to file them down, or they bother them and they fall over.
That's
Oh, I
vaguely
mean-
racist.
Why? I was just asking.
Oh,
I've been very friendly answering your rude questions.
That's entirely fair.
it's true. If I may, your town doesn't have like a history of children disappearing before. It's just this one child. There's no like spooky legends or anything like that about it.
Oh,
there-
just the usual fairy changeling things, but that hasn't. You know, every story starts with many generations ago, and we've been telling those stories for generations.
Oh, well, yeah.
Where is everyone in town? Is there anyone inside the inn?
No, inn's otherwise empty. You've seen two houses that had lights on. Most other people are just. I think the most accurate word would be hiding.
Ah. They are hiding. And that was Avina, right? That's her name?
Yes.
Okay, I have to make a note, because I will forget it. Avina, is everyone hiding? Is that why everyone has the horseshoes above their door? To ward off changelings or fairies?
Just
Online winner.
basically, we believe that iron influences supernatural spirits in general, so we make tools and we make weapons and we put up the horseshoes, just for warding off most supernatural beings, preferably.
If it helps, we know that iron helps against Fae. But we know
That
that,
is true.
for a fact.
Oh, I wish there was a way to contact her. She would know a bunch about what's going on, right?
Oh, you're talking Rusalka?
Yes.
On draw a letter?
Well, I mean, she was very helpful. And on top of that, we know that she doesn't hate us, so, you know.
So let's send her a letter or something?
Oh, how would we address that? To the pond in the middle of the
weird, like,
woods.
yeah.
Yeah, that would be very odd.
I don't know how carrier pigeons work. I just know how normal pigeons work.
That's fair. That's fair. Okay.
How do pigeons work? Is
Ours-
that what we're debating right now? How do
That's-
pigeons?
I guarantee there's a Yahoo Answers question asking that exact statement.
How do pigeons?
How do
I'll just
pigeons work?
I'll
they
I'll
work
Google
for
it.
the
You look it up.
bourgeoisie.
Can you train pigeons to be carrier pigeons?
What is
No,
the carrying
they are
capacity of
born
an
carrying
unladen
pigeons.
pigeon?
European.
So
or-
you said was it the McDuggins girl was sick?
Just the Duggins. No
Duggins.
mech there.
Oh, okay.
Sam, do you need help with that, or can you?
I mean, if you want to come, I could take a look at that if you want to point me in the direction, and then maybe Pris and Welby can look into the ferry stuff. That seems to be, you know, the whole thing you've got going on at this moment.
Yeah, it's a good idea because I can just like point at people or touch them, and be like, no sickness.
So,
Hey,
did you
that's a
actually have, like, if you're such a super powerful wizard, Did you have a look at those items before you put them on? Magically
that's
speaking.
The ones that they have? No,
Yeah.
I didn't because they put it on immediately. That's why I put one in my pouch. Next to the corrupted petal thing. It's a cherry petal.
Could you
I
leave
don't
the
wanna-
pouch outside of the inn, please?
Oh, yes. Oh,
I don't want it
Yeah.
under my roof.
oh, that's fine. I won't bring it. I'll sleep outside. That's fine.
Great. Nothing personal.
Oh, no, that's perfectly
Safety.
fine. 100% I got it. I will be taking care of them.
All right,
It's been a pleasure. I'm sure you'll see me later. And off I... Can you
Did
you
he
point
mean
me
that
to
as
the
a threat?
house?
Because that sounded like a threat.
No,
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 it's
he
just
didn't.
stupid.
He's very direct, which often can come off as threatening. But
Oh.
actually, Sam is very nice. He's
Sometimes.
one of the nicest.
Don't worry, if we're threatening you, you're gonna notice.
Oh, I absolutely
Just-
never threaten people.
Great.
I might not be quite as nice, although they have a good heart, but they are even more direct. And, well, yeah. But no, what?
She'll
Thank
point to the Duggins' house. And Pris, can you make me a perception check?
I sure can. I sure can. Ooh! Technically, I get advantage on those, I believe. Is that true? No. Anyway, it's fine.
Why do you get
The-
advantage?
No, I don't. I was thinking of something else. Perception is a dirty 20.
A dirty 20. You do notice as Avine is gesturing for Sam to go away, she has a very small necklace around her neck. And at the end of it is in like a sort of like a bird's paw is holding a very nice pearl.
Ooh.
Easily worth 100 GP.
That's a beautiful necklace you have.
Oh, thank you. I bought it for myself once I was visiting the coast. It's a souvenir.
Oh. That's all you. I admit I've. I have a pearl, but it's not quite as nice as that one.
Yeah, they're quite rare around these parts. It's just so far from the ocean.
Oh, is the ocean? Is it nice? I've never been.
Honestly, the first time I saw it, I had to take a moment. It's I don't think anything has a business being that big.
Oh, like, do you mean the ocean being that big? Oh,
It kind of doesn't stop. You know, at least a mountain you can see the top.
right.
You can't see the end of an ocean. Not to mention, you have no idea how deep it goes. Honestly, I tried swimming in it and I kept thinking something was touching my feet, and I got out again. I'll stick to
That
lakes
sounds terrifying.
and
that's-
ponds. Clear ones. Maybe a bath.
I was going to say I've seen things in lakes and ponds too that, not a lot, frankly, but I know things live in them as well. I might like to see the ocean someday.
It's a matter of a few weeks' travels. I mean, if you're an adventurer like your brave, loud friend, you'll
I
get there
wouldn't-
eventually.
Wouldn't call myself an adventurer. I'm just helping a friend. I'm a librarian, actually.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
that's. I didn't know we had a library nearby. I'm sorry, where were you from?
Affinwood.
Avonwood has a library?
It's very small, but I'm quite proud of it. It's stocked, pretty well.
You can see her sort of hiding how incredibly damaged the book she's reading is.
Oh, don't know
I-
that. I think that's a sign of how well loved a book is.
I've lost a few pages over the years. I should visit your library.
You should. I would love that. We have quite a variety of. I mean, there's a lot of fairy stories and things because I enjoy them. But
considering the area,
yes,
I would love some more books. Like I have this one and the other one. Got so damaged. I feel so bad. I left it out in the rain.
oh, that makes me sad.
It makes me sad as well. But I just love this one.
What's that one about?
Oh, it's not very what's the word? Fancy. It's a little smutty.
Oh, what? Really?
There's this half orc, and look, maybe not now. Just
What's it called? I might have read it.
She sort of like shows you the title page, and the title is just mainly worn off. It just says something about indecent exposure. And you see this half orc with just, you know how when you have those Harlequin romance novels, like clearly he's been in battle and his shirt has been strategically ripped.
Yes.
Like conveniently, yeah, that's the cover basically. Perfect. It's part of a series.
Oh, I'll have to. I have just a little notepad that I keep with my book list on it, and I write it down.
Okay.
So you don't have like a library here?
Oh, please, we barely have people here. So I guess it's farmers and people who don't stay for very long.
That's fair. We'll try and, I mean, we're going to find out as much as we can, and I'm sure you all did your very best to find the missing child. But sometimes an outside perspective can be helpful.
I mean, I'm more used to outside people than a lot of the farmers, so I'm not sure you'll find a warm welcome everywhere. But, you know, if you're willing to try.
Always.
So, Welby and Kai, what have you been up to during all of this?
Welby would have gone into, like, are any of the other rooms accessible right now, or?
Well, you're you're in a common room, and there's just it's all very small. And off of the common room, there's two bedrooms
Like
with
I can just
several beds.
The corner real quick.
Okay.
So I'm gonna pop around the corner, then come back out because I cast out an image with like a tiny little, what looks like a mastiff that almost kind of looks like Kai did, but cuter. And I'm gonna be like, look, I found a puppy to cut. And their hand is slightly wrong because it's just an image when trying to pet the mastiff.
Unfortunately, Kai would have already lived with Sam because they offered their assistance. So it's just Chris standing there to see this, unfortunately.
Alright. Well, we can always do this next time they see Kai.
Oh, my mastiff lasts for an hour. I can do it when you move out.
Oh, perfect. We're currently carrying around a not at all suspicious looking fake mastiff. Sam and Kai then.
I'm heading to the Duggan's house.
You're heading to the Duggan's house.
Or as I like to call it, the dugout.
Do you or does Sam? Think carefully on your answer.
Me.
Thank you. Alright, it's one of the two, They actually have lights on, as opposed to many houses in town.
I am
Um,
counting how many houses there are, with lights and without.
Very few.
So like under 20.
Oh, definitely.
Okay. Yeah, so it's kind of like a hamlet.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're like it's a village. It only gets the name village because they have an inn.
Are there any of those floating lights on our way through the village?
Yes, actually, there's a few of those floating orbs that sort of illuminate the path.
Okay. As we're walking, I would like to speak in Elvish to one of them. Very softly, but hello there. I'm not sure if you're a will-o-wisp or just a light, but are you sentient? Blink on and off for yes, stay lit for no.
They lit because they have no choice, or sense, or reason.
Damn it, tricked by a firefly again.
I mean, does it feel better after a certain time?
No, absolutely not.
When
But-
were you?
What?
When were you? Sorry. I don't know. I didn't know you speak Elvish.
Well, I mean, my mom is an elf.
I did
I'm
not know
half
that.
elf.
That's
I
good to know.
point to the pointy ears.
Oh, sorry.
No,
I
I
didn't
mean
want
it's
to
fine.
assume-
No, yeah. I mean, I think I'm kind of passable as a human. But yes, my mother's an elf. I'm half of one. Not a well, I guess I'm a wizard. Yeah, no. But what are your thoughts on this so far? I am making notes.
I mean, it's a village that probably gets fucked by elves, and sorry, not elves, fae.
That makes sense. But what is your take on the missing kid? Do you or I know anything about fae that would kidnap a child?
There's the I think it's called changeling thing. So maybe that.
What do I know about changelings?
What do you know about changelings?
That's why I'm asking.
Please roll me a religion check.
A religion check? Are you kidding me? I probably
Unless
don't
you
know.
have a better idea to pitch to me
Uh,
on a different skill to use, I am amenable to such suggestions.
no, I think religion is fine, but also I think you could have given me completely non-factual information. I would have rolled with it and just been like, oh, I read this in a book. Doesn't have to be true, but that's what Sam would think is true.
Depending on how high you roll, there will be a mix of bullshit and truth.
Okay, yeah, I have a 14.
A 14. Fun fact, they're originally called oafs. They're generally believed to be fairy children, to be left in the place of a human child stolen by fairies. Not
do they stay
necessarily
forever?
just fae creatures. Like, depending on which book you read, there's also demons and devils that do this, or trolls. They generally say you can recognize a changeling child by it growing a beard or 2 long teeth. It might be doing a very strange thing while it thinks it's alone and unseen. It might like it's basically if you find your baby suddenly playing a violin, it's probably a changeling. You know,
Okay.
the usual.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Do oafs do they stay with the family their entire life, or do they
Usually
have
the fairies
ulterior
don't
motives?
keep them their entire lives. As soon as they're identified, people usually feel a little cheated.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, the kid
they-
got stolen.
Yeah, basically,
My child is a genius.
Oh.
Play the
people
violin.
generally tend to kill a child they have accused of being a changeling, whether or not they have proven it or not.
Okay.
There's a few superstitions that claim that if you can get the changeling to speak a certain spell, it will disappear and be replaced by your original human child.
Okay. That's a lot of good information.
Some of it, certainly.
If only we could learn this spell. Anyway, so I go to the Duggan's house and I knock on the door.
All right.
Hello there. My name is Samander. I'm a traveling healer and adventurer, and I heard your daughter is sick, and I was wondering if I could help.
All right.
Guy and magic.
You yell at this at the closed door, and somewhere
Well,
towards the end of your speech, the door opens. There is an adult human male. Looks like every commoner you've ever seen in Western Europe. And behind him in the room, you see another human male sitting at the bedside of a young girl who isn't moving. A healer?
Yeah. Yes. I've studied medicine. And the like. If you don't mind, can I ask you some questions? And I pull out my textbook that I've been studying, and I'll just say, like, what are the symptoms? Like, how long has this been going on? You know, does she feel warm to the back of the hand? I'm not entering the house.
You're not entering the house. Okay.
Because of what happened at the inn, I think Sam would ask this from outside of the house, and he would just be flipping through his book.
Yeah. She isn't responding. It's like she's unconscious, but her eyes are open. We've had other medical people here. They couldn't find anything wrong with her. Maybe if you look, you could like her breath is shallow. If you can check her out, please.
Sam, I think we need like magic.
Oh, but I was really hoping to use my knowledge in medicine to...
You can make a medicine check if that's what you want.
You know what? I'm gonna blow a advantage on this, because you know what? I'm a medicine guy sometimes.
Alrighty.
Also, you're being guided by my helpful words.
Nice. That's an additional 1d4?
Yep.
Yes.
Alright, what is my medicine? I forget if I put points. Oh, it's +6. Okay, that is a 24 plus 3, so 27.
Okay.
Oh my
and you
god,
have you gone into the house to check her, or are you long distance medicining this?
I'm teledocking this right now. Because, 6 feet distance.
Fair.
But if it was something that, like, requires me to go in, I would divulge, hey, I have some Fey items on me, I'm not attuned to them.
What's attuned?
Is it okay? Oh, well, not attuned. I guess I wouldn't use the word. But I would say, like, I haven't put them on, they're just in my pouch.
Yeah.
Is it okay if I come in?
Oh, sure. I mean, as long as you don't bring in any of... Sure.
Okay, so then I would come in, and I would take a look at her.
All right, so now that you're close enough to actually, like, check her breathing, she's breathing very shallowly, and this is the kind of breath sounds you normally hear from someone who's dying. Like, we're talking very much death rattles.
Yep. Okay. Does it look like she has any sort of infection or anything like that? Any rashes? Any noticeable things to narrow down the cause? Or, like, poisoning, maybe?
All right.
I don't... Oh, do I have that?
She, other than being semi-dead, she looks fine.
Okay.
One of her dads turns to you and tells you that she's just completely unresponsive. She's been like this for days. Just before this happened, one of those floating lights you see outside was above her. Everyone's leaving the town. This has been happening to more and more children. we don't know what else to do. We're probably gonna leave town soon as well. These lights seem to be like gathering around certain areas, and they don't seem to be leaving the town at all. So maybe if we leave town, they don't follow, and
Okay.
Bredig will wake up.
I cast Turn Undead.
Okay. Remind me what turn on that does at your level.
It doesn't destroy them, but it makes them run away. So as an action, you present your holy symbol and speak a prayer, censuring the undead. Each undead that can see or hear you within 30 feet of you must make a wisdom saving throw. If the creature fails its saving throw, its turn for 1 minute or until it takes any damage.
What's the
And it
saving throw
must
DC?
spend its turns. It is a 14.
You do see you see the magic respond to the girl, but she's not turned. It seems
Okay.
like sort of like a half state, suspended state undeath.
Yeah. I mean, what Samander, what my thought process on this is,
Her
Sam
dads are
knows
fine,
that.
by the way.
Yeah, Sam knows that will-o-wisps are undead from his religion check way back when we first saw them. So I think Sam would have been under the thought maybe one of these lights went inside her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
No,
seeing this doesn't.
there's no light that like comes out of her or anything.
Yeah.
You do see like your turn on that just like interact with her, but doesn't like she's not undead.
Yeah. I figure she's
You know,
alive.
a little closer than most people would be comfortable with.
Okay. I will. Gosh. So since medicine's not going to work, I am going to put a lesser restoration into her to remove one disease or one condition afflicting it. Well, actually, blinded, deafened, paralyzed, or poisoned. So I mean, she could be paralyzed because she's not moving.
Fair. Sadly, it doesn't work.
All right. Well,
Her dads are just behind you, holding each other, begging you to save her.
Well, I don't have many spells, but I'll put a cure wounds into her to maybe give her an extra day or so.
She does look a little better.
Does she move at all with the cure wounds, or is she still like stuck in that sequestered kind of?
Yeah, she hasn't actually moved.
Okay. How?
She hasn't even blinked.
Oh. A few questions, if you will. So I have a few theories. I've put some of my healing magic into her. That should be a little bit better. When did these lights appear in town? I need as much information as you can give me to sort this out, because it does not appear to be a affliction that is normal.
About a month ago?
And that was when Amarin vanished, correct?
Marin, yes.
Did anyone turn up like at that time?
I'm sorry, you're a little mumbly. What was that?
Did someone turn up at that time?
No.
Alright.
I mean, a lot of people pointing fingers at the spellcasters, but they've all lived here all their lives. Why would they do such a thing now?
What, spellcasters?
Well, the lady who runs the inn, but she's too nice, she wouldn't. There's Krata, she runs the local temple. She's a little bit like your friend over there.
A wizard?
Sure.
What kind of temple is it?
Oh, it's a lot of things together. She attends the graveyard and the orchard. It's where we bury the dead that need help passing over. It's a wooden temple. It's not any particular god or goddess. It's as old as the town. It's not.
She like really powerful stuff.
I mean, not really. she's really old. She does let us, if we need to, she can let us talk to the departed before doing the rites.
That's kind of creepy.
Why?
Because once you're dead, you're dead.
No, I don't think that's very true at all.
That's I'm sorry, what?
People
If you're
come back
dead,
from
you're
the
dead.
dead. You can talk to the dead. You
Come
can bring
back
the
from the
dead back to
dead?
life in several
What universe?
ways.
What the universe? Name one person that came back from the dead.
Are
I
there
don't know
any
anyone
names?
personally, but I'm sure they can. I've heard plenty of stories.
Mate, that's just stupid.
Look, but
Once you're dead,
sometimes
you're
it's
dead.
nice to talk to them before their souls cross over. Look, how is this helping our girl?
Well, I don't suppose that questioning is. So, was your daughter friends of Marin? Or Marin?
Well, all the children in the village know each other. There's like very few of them, but friends. I mean, he used to pull her hair and call her fat.
Okay. Did the paralysis happen suddenly? Was it immediate or was it a slow kind of
It was instant.
instant? All right. And the lights had been hovering over them.
We've seen the lights, like they seem to be focusing on the Senge, so the temple, the swamp. They might be swamp lights and not. It's hard to tell. I don't go outside at night anymore. We've also seen them near the old iron quarry.
Why don't you go outside at night anymore?
Why
Because it's
would I?
dangerous.
There's no one left and it's dangerous.
Dangerous. As far as I'm aware, no one has died recently, correct?
No. But
Is
with the amount of people left, it's a matter of time. We barely keep the wolf population under control the best of times.
Is your daughter the first person to show these afflictions in town?
Oh no, she's the most recent.
Who were the others?
Well, the Lachlan boy was the first to be afflicted. He died a month ago.
Was he also buried in the temple or in the graveyard?
I assume so. His parents, they're not coping well. We haven't seen his mother since. She stays in their
Not
house
good.
and we hear her crying.
Do you mind if you point their house out? Sorry, I don't know my layout of this town or who is around.
I understand, and they point to one of the other lit houses.
Why, thank you. I will consult the knowledge that I have, and I'm gonna pump another cure wounds into her. Because I'm worried she won't live, and I want to at least keep her alive so I can save one life and say I did it. Adventuring goals met.
Just the
If
one.
if I have to burn all my slots keeping one NPC alive, I'll do it.
Perfect.
One last thing. Do you have a lot of problems with local animals and such, like wild shit, coming in and wrecking stuff?
You know, now that you asked, not as much as you'd expect. With a lot of the families have left when their children fell asleep. Especially more of the outlying farms were the first to leave. They don't have the same connection to this area that we do. A lot of the houses are abandoned, and we were expecting much bigger problems with, wolves and other vermin.
Do you mind if you point an empty house to me as well. I'm not allowed to go into the inn, so I'll just stay in one of those houses.
Yeah, he points out a number of empty houses nearby.
Awesome.
Do you mind if we stay there? Or whom do we have to ask?
It's not my house. I mean, the family left. You're good to go.
What?
I'm sure Valor won't mind. He left 3 weeks ago.
If your daughter gets worse, call one of us. Because a lot, Sam,
and what
it
were
did
your
help to
names?
bid.
Sam?
Yes, Samander.
Alright.
Or Sam, doesn't matter really.
And
that
Todd, right?
Yeah.
Either of us would be happy to help. If anything changes, let us know.
Or rather, Sam, because I'm not the backup. This kind of thing.
Alright, well, if we can't find Sam, then maybe you can.
Oh yeah, I can do that.
Great. I hope you fix this.
A month ago, sorry for asking the insistent questions. Besides, the child going missing, and I believe one child passed away, correct? That was,
Yeah.
the Lockland boy.
Yes.
Had
Dying.
anything else happened of note in the village? I know that we've asked if there were any strangers that showed up, if anyone had stayed in the inn. I don't believe we got a answer for that.
I think a child disappearing and a child dying is more than enough for a single month. It's just bad enough it got worse after that.
Sam, let's not get into this more.
Yeah, let's move on. Thank you for all of your information, and we'll be in touch. And I will exit.
All right. Then we will go to our break on that nice depressing note. 10 minutes.
Yeah,
Everyone
sure.
good with 10? All right, back in 10 minutes. And we'll find out more. Maybe. Hopefully.
Welcome to our Patreon. Oh, baby, I love your madness. Welcome to our Patreon. Here on Open for Adventure, we are making high-quality Dungeons & Dragons content, folks. We have a great big world to share with you, and by becoming a patron, you can help us explore and expand upon this adventure. With your support, we can invest in more amazing artwork, better mics, fancy cameras, and overall stream quality. Not to mention, help us get some amazing new merch that we can use for giveaways. What do you get by becoming a patron? I'm so glad you asked. Let's take a look at the different levels and give you a sneak peek at what you can get at each tier. Did you know that the family of the First Lord Theo, the leader of the rebellion against the Empire, actually invented firearms nearly 25 years prior to the current campaign? The designs for this high-tech weapon are the Delaney family's best-kept secret. Also, they were originally invented by the late First Lady Victoria, Theo's mother. Access to lore leaks like this is what you can expect from the first tier, written in blog-style posts after each weekly session. Ever wonder what goes on off-camera? The next 3 tiers give you exactly that. With Stolen Moments, you can get access to text-based roleplay moments, highlighting experiences that don't make it onto the stream, like Leona's training session with Ray and Asmrin. Stolen Moments Plus gives you access to roleplay moments featuring our guests, non-player characters, and historical figures, featuring the likes of Marshall, Annalena, and even the Empress herself. And Roleplay Addiction takes us to a whole other level. This tier gives you exclusive 30-minute videos of canon interactions not otherwise seen on stream, like late-night drunken interactions between paladins or tender moments featuring your favorite character ships. The Warm Fuzzies is super simple. It's everything I've listed so far, and also you get your name on stream after our weekly regular sessions. every session. And our undying love. And finally, the most epic of all Patreon tiers. Drum roll, please. The Lore Master. This ultimate and final tier gets you first look access at all of the content going into our upcoming, official, open for adventure campaign setting. Lore, maps, monsters, items, dungeons, dragons. Go ahead, have a look around, make yourself at home, and consider becoming a patron to help us make this fantasy world a little bit closer to reality.
Oh, hi! My name is Express Love. I'm the Senmarian god of coffee. Did you know that in Senmaria, every cup of coffee is made with found familiar coffee beans? That's canon. In Senmaria, every cup of coffee is good coffee because it's made with love by found familiar. Did you know that every bag of found familiar coffee features artwork from incredible members of the tabletop gaming community? That's canon. Each blend and roast of found familiar coffee features cool D&D names like Thieves' Cant, Face Step, and Pact Magic. In Senmaria, every royal meeting that Ray attends features the Cartographer's Blend, a brew of coffee made by found familiar in conjunction with Devon Rue. Now that's canon. Found familiar coffee. Buy it today.
Ren just kept saying bird emoji, bird
Ew.
emoji, bird emoji.
Bird
Hello! Welcome back to me saying bird emoji. We left our darling friends in a not at all creepy, not at all suspicious town, full of sick kids and disappearances and glowing lights and abandoned houses. Just, you know, your regular average D&D village, if we're going to be perfectly honest. Sam and Kai were just walking away from a grief-stricken family, having asked many questions and being incredibly unhelpful, but that will be remedied at some point. He has made them a promise. I know Kai has something planned, so do share with the
It sounds so ominous.
I mean, yes.
I think I know how to try and get a bit more information, but I need to go away from you because no offense, but you're not like.
Kai, we're friends, but choose your next words carefully.
You didn't look like a bird would be really inclined to be in your near, because like you tend to fire bolts out of your fingers and shit.
Well, that is true. While you're doing that, I'll go talk to the Lockland widow. Not widow. Widow would be if their husband died, or their spouse. I'll go talk to the Lockland mother while you're doing that, and we will reconvene somewhere in this tiny town.
Can you find out why the fuck it's children?
I have a few theories. Would you like to hear them before we part?
I mean, yeah, because adults would be, that would make sense.
Oh, of course. Theory number 1.
You kick the dog, not the pup, is my point.
That's fair. That is a very good point. I think it's because they're weaker. Not just physically, but also if you think life force, you get as you're growing, you get kind of stronger. What I suspect is something is eating the life force of these children, so it's targeting the weakest in the community to
Wouldn't
satiate.
it make sense to target the strongest life force thingy?
But what if you are something weak and couldn't fight? Like, imagine it like a parasite, for instance.
Yeah.
A parasite only thrives when it has a weak host that can't remove it. So, like, with animals, you get, like, mange and rabies is usually something that's already sickly, right?
Yeah.
So, what I suspect is that it's targeting the weaker people because it's not strong enough yet to target adults. My other theory, and I don't know a lot about Fae except for what we've experienced, is that most of them are shitty.
Yeah. At this point,
Well,
I'm
it's
just going to
50-50.
metal at the next fair I see.
But the kids all knew each other. So it's possible that they may have gotten into something while playing. Like picking up Fae items, like Pris and Welby, and immediately putting it on. Or perhaps the temple, perhaps they disturbed some ground or tomb
Yeah,
or something.
that's also like really shady because that old person is like, I'm gonna set you down peacefully, and then Willow whisper like, no, we didn't. So either she's doing a shit job, or she's doing a shit job not on purpose.
All right, I have a third theory that now that we're talking about it, I like to sound out what I'm thinking, and you are a great listener. The Will-O-Wisps.
I'm really not, but
how many? There were 3 Will-O-Wisps, correct?
I don't know.
Anik? There were 3
Yes,
Will-O-Wisps at night?
You interacted with 3 Will-O-Wisps at your camp. I
Yes,
will go
and
as far
3
as to
led us
confirm
here.
that. Yes.
I have a third theory now, because I'm a smart cookie and a wizard. The 3 Will-O-Wisps that led us here and there were 3 children that have died or gone missing or are in the process of dying. You have
Wait, but aren't they already dead, the will-o-wisps? And one of them is we just seen the child. That's not dead,
we had
isn't it?
Lachlan, we had the Lachlan boy, we have Amaran who vanished, and then we have Avina. My thoughts are, what if the
No,
light that was
Avina's not. I don't think the child's name is Avina. I think that's the.
Avina Duggins, right?
No.
Avina is not a Duggins.
Oh, why
Yeah,
did
you posted that after.
Whoops.
You posted Avina
There's a
and
there's a
Duggins on
there's
the
a
same.
distinct line break after those names because they don't go together.
Fair. Okay. Anyways, what if the light that was hovering above her when she started to fall ill wasn't the cause, but was someone making them into a will-o-wisp or taking away their life force prematurely, like pulling it out?
Well, then we're gonna find him, and we're gonna.
Oh, absolutely. We are going to frontier
murder.
justice them.
That's a nice word.
I know it is frontier, right? Or justice, or both. Are they hyphenated? I'm not sure, but
Stop talking, please. Just no. Move on. Do you have
So
any
those are
more
my 3 theories
smart
so far.
theories?
yes. So those are my theories so far. You do your thing, I'll do my thing. We'll reconvene, and we'll probably come up with another thing that's completely unrelated.
I'm just gonna say your theories are so much better than mine. I was like, oh, light is evil.
That
That's it. That was what I was thinking.
light is evil.
Well, there's specific lights.
Oh. Do they have a name for those lights? Are they like fey lights? Because these are not. Are they? They're not will-o-wisps. I don't think. They didn't run away.
Well, you can
Any
call
of
them
them.
whatever you want. I'm gonna call them lights until there's another name.
All right. I don't have a better idea. I'm not that creative. So
Right, I'm gonna talk to Forrest now. Bye.
Yeah.
Beautiful. All right. Kai,
So
you escape Sam's theorizing.
yeah, slightly pain facial expression, but they got out of it. What
Not
they
entirely
wanted,
unusual.
I think. Yeah, they have that expression very often. So I would like to go to the edge of the forest, kind of inside there, and just try to see if I can track down any larger animal, like a deer, a wolf, a badger.
Make me a survival check.
Okay, that's an 18 plus 5, I believe. So 23.
23. There is a worrisome lack of tracks and animals, and you go quite a ways out of town before you find what looks to be tracks of some kind of hoofed animal. You also see, depending on which direction you go out of town, with the falling of darkness, there are more lights. As previously mentioned, they're concentrating in certain areas, but the darker it gets, the more they look like will-o-wisps.
Okay. This hoofed creature, how close is it?
Judging by a recently eaten bit of bark, pretty close.
Alright,
Not more than a mile.
That's doable, I think. Go try to track the creature down. Once they're very close, they will cast Speak with Animals on themselves.
Okay. You find a large, very That's the right word. It's just a good-looking elk, like very glossy coat,
Majestic.
majestic, clearly healthy. Like not the kind of decrepit, creepy skeleton elk you'd expect out of me. Just a regular elk.
Oi.
What?
You seen any creepy shit?
See nothing but creepy shit.
Fair point. But anything like, apart from the light, anything bigger, anything weird that, you know, we people don't usually notice?
Crocodiles looking a little fucked up. Something not right in the quarry.
What kind of not right?
Look at my feet. Do I look like I go into the quarry?
I don't
Just
know.
A lot of weird noises.
All right. What kind of, can you like describe the noises?
Well, there's been a lot of wailing. Like, wah. It sounds like an elk in heat at this point in time as it's trying to demonstrate how a wail sounds, and this sound carries all the way into town. It is one of the loudest, most atrocious sounds you've ever heard.
Is it a sad wailing or an evil wailing?
How can a wail be sad? It's just sound. Anyway, a lot of that, some sort of slurpy noise.
All right. Last thing. What will you say about the crocodiles?
Crocodiles are looking a little messed up.
How messed up? Like they have like eyes for hands or something.
No, more like something's
Hooves for
been
fingers.
like they've been in fights, like not with other crocodiles.
All right. I'm
I
gonna
try
go.
not to get close to crocodiles. You know, I like to live.
Are they pissed off?
Crocodiles always. They're.
Would you say
I
that
think
it's
next
a
to
bad
you, they're
idea?
probably the angriest creatures I know, because you're just radiating something I don't appreciate.
I mean, fair. But
Are we good? Gonna go eat bark.
yeah, you do that.
Nice.
Bye.
He just turns around and walks away.
Kay returns to the village.
Great. Pris and Welby. What have you been up to? Well, all of this has been going down as night begins to fall.
Welby wants to is going to head over to where they saw the will-o-wisps again.
There's a lot of them now.
Just in town?
Yeah.
Like, are they centered in any particular area, or are they just everywhere?
No, they seem to be mainly like hovering around roads.
Okay. I guess Wovy's gonna go to all the places where they seem to be clustered, and he's like, "Hey, hi, if you come follow me, I'm trying to see if y'all can tell me what's going on, and I don't know, maybe we can meet over. I'm assuming there's more over by the temple."
So the temple, the area of the swamp, and the bit of the quarry where they're clustering are a ways out of town.
Really?
So you'd have to travel a bit.
Yeah, I'm gonna head towards the temple.
And to the temple all by yourself. Oh, I love it when my team splits up. All right. You're following these like little pulsing lights to the south end of town. There's this little thoroughfare with this little wooden arch that sort of denotes a separation. as you exit town, in front of you, you see what is Bashenge, which is the name of this temple. There's log pillars encircling a large graveyard, as well as an orchard. Inside the graveyard and the orchard, you also see those same orbs of light floating around. And there's a wooden temple that sits outside of the circle. So the circle only goes around the graveyard and the orchard. Around this wooden temple, you see a very old elf doing little bits of maintenance, pulling some weeds.
Okay. I just walk up to the elf and be like, I heard that you can help talk to the dead.
Welcome, traveler. See you visited Fairy Hill. I can help speak with recently deceased if their bodies are still intact.
Oh, so I wanted to talk to the will-o-wisps.
I haven't been able to communicate with them, I'm afraid.
Is it okay if I hang out around here and try?
Sure, of course.
Okay. How many of them are do the will-o-wisps seem to be avoiding the circle henge, or are they in it?
No, they are within the henge as well. Actually, roll me an investigation check.
Investigation.
Investigation. Now that
Okay.
you're looking around where they're clustering.
Let's see. Okay. Yeah, no. I guess that's only investigation is only. That's only a 6.
Alright. You see no particular reason why they'd be around here, but they're clustered in the graveyard. Like, as well as in other areas. They're sort of hanging out, chilling.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm gonna go walk into the hinge and see if I can figure out a way to try and communicate with them.
Okay. What exactly do you do?
I guess first I'm going to try. Does it comprehend languages?
Okay. You don't hear anything of interest. But I'll let you make another investigation check now. And the DC is actually a little lower. Not 6, but a little lower.
Alright. Yeah, no.
Yeah, no. Okay.
The dice doesn't like me today.
Okay. You wander around this henge, as well as into the orchard, since it's within the same wooden circle. It's not the season for fruit, but the trees are clearly well tended. No unnecessary dead branches, etc. No weeds, but you don't manage to make contact or discover anything of importance in this area.
Okay. Why don't you come back to me while I think about some stuff?
All right, we'll go to Pris.
Well, Welby and I were supposed to investigate sort of fairy tales and things around here. But admittedly, I'm a little nervous about going outside, so I thought I would stick to what I know best and see if there's anything in the book, in the like myths and legends book that I brought. And as I'm pulling them out, I sort of also pull out. I know I have at least one or two of my favorite smutty novels as well that I sort of pull out while I'm digging around.
And like still in the inn, right?
Yeah, still in the inn. And plus we talked about staying here or something.
Yeah,
I figured.
Aveen gets very large eyes, sort of going, "Oh my, I see we share a love for a certain type of book."
Yes, well, I mean, they're just it's nice to have something light to read before going to bed.
Oh no, I agree. Maybe if you're staying here tonight, I could read one of them and give it back to you in the morning. I'd offer you to read mine, but it's just falling apart.
Oh, I mean, I've read this one so many times. You feel free to you can have it. I'm sure I can. I should be traveling light anyway. I'm not a very good adventurer, but I have far too many books. This one's really good. It's about well, it might be. It's about a tiefling who falls in love with an Aasimar, and it's sort of like, you know,
She's already like sort of flipping through. Is this one of those ones where it gets good around page 100?
Oh, I mean, that's sort of how they all are, isn't it?
It really is. She's just sort of flipping through the pages, scooted over her book to you. This is the one I have as part of a series. There's a number of novels featuring this Tusky half-orc.
I really should focus on reading about these legends, but
but I just love collecting stories. Honestly, I opened it in because I thought there'd be more people to tell stories to and like sing my songs to and collect their stories, but it's just not. Maybe I should go to a more populated area again.
You're a singer too?
I dabble. It's as she moves, you can see behind her, mounted over the bar, is a lute with very fine scroll work on it. That just, like everything in this bar is a little meh. That lute shines and it looks brand new and like it'll never go out of tune.
Oh,
I can actually use my instrument to do a bit of spell casting, but again, not a lot of reasons here to do anything of the sort. That did help me get the inn to begin with, but that's probably not a tale I should be telling you.
Oh, that sounds like a really good story. I do love stories too. I actually, well, I'm not much of a singer myself, but my parents were my parents were performers. And I have my mom's lute, my mother's lute. It's not as nice as the one that you have, but I do play it every once in a while.
As long as you take care of it, I'm sure it'll serve you well.
It's pretty much the only thing I have left of her, so.
That's very sweet. And a little sad, like all the best tales are.
I guess. So, when you say it helps you cast magic?
Mm-hmm. Wizards have books, clerics have whatever pact or divinity. Oh no, wait, pacts are the warlock ones. I get so confused. I tried to learn about this in town, but I think some people were messing with me. Anyway, I use songs usually to cast my spells. Sometimes there have been times, don't tell people at the colleges, there have been times where I've just hit someone over the head with my lute, but I prefer a less direct method, but sometimes sending a clear message is best done physically. But in general, it's nice to You know, when I've troublesome customers, it's nice to help settle them down a little. And if they're very, very troublesome, I settle them down a lot.
I thought it was just the forest because it's so magical. But I've noticed that mine does that too.
Really? That's
Yeah,
weird.
well, when I sometimes suddenly just music comes out and
Oh,
that's
those are the best times when it takes no effort.
and
I've
it
had
just
times where I've really had to work on it.
it's helped my friends. We got into some trouble with some things already here, and I didn't know that.
I will say yours doesn't look like it would do well if you hit someone over the head with it.
Oh no, I would never.
She picks up her lute and she shows you the back of hers, and it has this reinforced bit of steel. This little steel strip along the back of it into the neck.
Okay, that's very cool.
Yeah, I'm just saying, maybe don't do it with yours. You might need a new one.
I mean, I do have this flute that I got from the Fey creatures. Well, that was the long story too. Well, so my friend Welby, he ate these. He got a basket of mushrooms that some of them sometimes they do bad things, but sometimes
Is
they
this
do
the
good
one
things.
with the fairy wings and
Yes.
the rainbow hair and the glitter and the high-pitched voice? Because he seems to have a thing for magical items.
I mean, yes. That would be Welby. It's not just him. I mean, when something is shiny, when something's pretty, I can't help but sort of take a look at. That's why I have this thing spinning around my head too.
Oh, do you know what it is?
I don't.
Would you like to?
I mean, probably it's safer to know what it is.
Well, I wouldn't
Right.
mess with your magic items against your wishes, but I can have a look if you want.
I'll try and pluck it out of the air from around my head and
You manage.
hand it
It's
over
not,
to you, of course.
it's not stuck to you like certain other items are to certain other people. She takes a long moment, grabs the pearl around her neck, casts Identify. Wow, well, this is actually very useful, and in my case, bad for business. You don't have to eat or drink while you have this.
Oh, that explains why I haven't been hungry for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And my friends were trying to get me to eat because they were worried, but should they be worried?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't just. There's items that make you feel not hungry or thirsty when you still are. This one actually sustains you in a way.
Oh, okay.
It only works while it orbits your head, though. So if it ever stops doing that, please start eating again.
Okay, that's good to know. Oh, that's good though, but maybe. I mean, I can hold on to it, but that means I can share it with my friends too, or if they get really hungry. I know somebody who gets
It
very
takes a
hungry.
while for it to work.
It's true. I did sort of was spending a lot of time looking at it before. But that's good to know. That's how do you know this? I could see her cast a spell, yeah.
Oh yeah, you
Yeah.
saw her hold the pearl as a focus, and you heard her. I'm pretty sure identify as verbal and somatic. You saw her cast this spell.
I wish I learned how. I knew how to do that.
I mean, I'm sure you can learn. You do need a pearl, though.
Is the one that I have okay? It's not.
No, I'm pretty sure that one would break if you tried.
Okay.
How
Then I'll
about
just
deal?
have to find one. Huh.
I have another pearl.
You do?
You have books.
I do.
Would you like to make a trade?
Really?
There's not a lot for me to do here spellcasting wise. I don't necessarily need more than one pearl. I do need more books, quite desperately, to be perfectly honest. I'm only reading the book because it gives my hands something to do. If I close my eyes, I know it by heart.
Of course. Well, for somebody who loves books as much as me, well, of course you can. I give her both of the smutty books that I have. Plus, my friends and I were heading to a big town, and I'm sure they have lots of books. So maybe I can pick up some for me too, and then I can maybe pick up doubles for you. So when we come back through this way, when
That
we're
would
heading
be
back to
absolutely
Avonlea.
amazing. Hang on. And she potters off. She has sort of in a side room, sort of back room around the corner where Welby suspiciously disappeared off to earlier. She has this very nice stereotypical loot chest that she opens with a spell. And you see, provided you're looking in her direction while she's bustling off, in addition to the extra pearl, there's some well-kept, incredibly brightly colored leather armor, some nice silk undershirts, a rapier. You get the feeling this is maybe someone who's been on the road a lot before she thought an inn might be fun.
You were an adventurer too.
It
Not
was-
that I'm an adventurer, but you must have been.
It was a very long time ago, but yes.
Wow.
Anyway, here's the pearl.
I give her all of the smutty books that I have.
If we're talking doubles, if you have any of the Tusky series, I know there's like 8 parts. I'm missing 3, 5, and 7.
3, 5, and 7. I don't think I brought them with me, but I'll make
But
sure
if you
to
find them and maybe ship them back, or
Of course. Yes, absolutely. 3, 5, and 7 of that. This is important notes that I am taking. Oh, this is wonderful. I'll send you all the books that I can find.
maybe not all of them. If you're going to a large city, curate
All the
them.
books.
You're a librarian. Curate them for me.
That I can do. I'm very good at telling what people's tastes are.
I have a feeling you will be.
This is wonderful. Well, I should. Dogs. I don't know what to say. I suppose
I
I
probably
should
shapeshifted again and is talking to an angry elk. That's all that noise you're hearing.
Yep, probably. I suppose I should try and find Sam and Kai and Welby and see if they've found out anything.
Part of the reason I'm giving you that pearl is I appreciate what your friends are doing for this village. And I think, at some point, maybe helping them out with what they find before they put it on might be smart.
Probably. Welby does have a tendency to touch things without thinking about it very much. And
we
signing
very
things.
nearly lost one of our friends several times because he kept opening chests without looking for traps, and he kept getting poisoned and burned and stabbed. And
Welby created ate a sandwich and blasted lightning through my dad's inn. So
you have
I
to
get
stay here tonight and tell me everything.
Okay, I will, absolutely. I have so many stories, and for living in such a small town, there's been quite a lot that's happened.
Well, can you imagine what's going to happen now that you're out in the world adventuring? Just make no mistake, you may claim you're a librarian, but you are adventuring.
I'll keep that in mind.
All right. Let's see. I think it's about time we had a check-in with Sam, and after that we'll see if Welby came up with anything. much fun when you all split up.
Oh dear. Things that Sam has done. I went to the house.
Oh, hang on. Let me change the creepy music because
Oh,
you're out
come
alone in
on.
the
I
dark,
wanted
going to
happy
an
music.
abandoned house.
It's not
If
abandoned.
you
They live
want
there.
happy music, go to the inn. No, fine. There we go. Which house did you go to?
Lockland House
The Lockland House.
with the mother and spouse. It's a trap. Oh no.
I did not say it's a trap. Don't listen to them. They're lying to you. All right, so you head towards the Lockland house. It's pretty quiet. There's
Knock, knock.
okay. You do see bits of light flicker through very heavy curtains.
Hello there. I'm Samander. I'm a healer, and I'm a wizard, and I've come to investigate the recent
while
troubles
you're
of the town.
yeah, halfway through your sentence, the door opens and you see this haggard-looking human man. He's just looking at you. You're too late for any kind of healing. My boy already died, and he closes the door in your face again.
That's fine. Then I'm here to investigate their murder.
He was sick.
You and I both know that's not true. And I'll make a persuasion check.
All right, you may roll me a persuasion check.
I'd like to use my advantage that was so graciously given to me.
Graciously donated.
It's for a 17, because I have a
Nice.
+0.
Okay. He partly opens the door again and just looks at you and says, "Don't tell me what I lived through. He got sick and he died."
He stopped moving suddenly,
Yes.
just like the other children. As a spellcaster, I can verify that this is not an illness I've ever read of, nor is it an illness that can't be cured by magical means, which I have already tested. I suspect there is foul play at work.
What
And
do you need of me?
if it's all right with you, and I understand that you are grieving, and for that you have my deepest sympathies. Is it all right if I ask some questions inside?
You may ask your questions out here. My wife is inside and she will not be disturbed.
That is entirely understandable. Your child passed away a month ago, correct?
A little over a month ago, yes.
And it was sudden. I've asked a few families about Marin, who vanished,
Mm-hmm.
which was about a month ago, correct? Around the same time that your child fell sick?
Yes.
Were they close friends?
Barely.
Okay. Did anything of note happen in the town at that time? Now, I understand that a lot of people have left.
People have left town since
Yes.
Lauren disappeared. No. Ryan fell ill. Went stiff as a board. Never opened his eyes again.
How long did it take? Or sorry, that's not how I want to phrase it in character.
How long did it take for him to die?
Was this a prolonged sickness or was it very fast? This is my first time encountering it, so I just understand that I need to.
He died in a week.
A week. And did you see any lights hovering above Ryan at this time?
I didn't.
Okay, no lights. Briefly before this, did Ryan go anywhere near the quarry or the graveyard or the bog?
No. But the thought that the iron miners maybe encountered something crossed my mind.
Oh, can you tell me? This is the first time I've heard of it. Can you tell me more about that?
So the iron miners are part of the reason this town is even here. And I think maybe the ones who came here originally and founded this town made some sort of deal for riches for like a set number of years, and our time is up. And they're letting us, their descendants, pay for it. My family was one of the original mining families. So maybe they're targeting the ones who founded this place.
I see.
Either that or Grata is just getting too old. Maybe she misperformed some ritual over at that henge of hers.
And that is the name of the groundskeeper?
She's the keeper of the temple. I wouldn't
Okay.
call her a groundskeeper when she's nearby.
That's fair. The rumor of a deal with some higher power, would you know? So, in exchange for a thriving community, what would be the bargain?
It's the kind of stories our family told about deals with devils. You know, have riches and fortune for 200 or 300 years, then pay the price. You know, shift the price to the next generations. I'm just saying my grandfather was an asshole and it wouldn't surprise me.
That's fair. Can you tell me more about your grandfather? What was his name?
His given name, the name he went by.
All of the above.
Right.
If my adventuring party and I choose to investigate the mine, I want to go in with all the information we can.
Adventuring party. That sounds like you're quite a big deal.
I wouldn't say so. I've been adventuring for 2 days, and I've already had to fight a dryad that was crazy and murdering people on the road. I helped a nymph. I jumped over a really big ravine.
It kind of sounds like you attract trouble, but by all means, my grandfather's name was Hugo,
Hugo.
and he liked to go by Mr. Mayor, even
Mr.
though this
Mayor.
town has no mayor. That's the kind of arrogant asshole you're dealing with. Well, talking about. He should be dead, so maybe we're not dealing with him.
When was the last mayor of this town?
It's never had one.
Oh, okay. So he was the founder, Mr. Mayor. All right. And you said your wife wasn't seeing anyone, and I can understand the grieving process. Well, at least I've read about it. But just know that you have a friend in me. If anything changes or you think of anything, please don't forget to holler. I'll be staying at. I'll point to a house. I think Sam would want to stay at one of the houses closest to Marin, since he asked them to call for him. So I will point to the
Marin
house.
is the abducted child.
Oh, you're right. Avina.
That's
Nope,
the barkeeper.
That's the barkeeper. Gosh, who was the third girl, or the Duggins girl?
I'm sorry, I'm just watching you flounder is feeding my soul. Her name is Briddick.
Briddick. Okay, I should have wrote that down. It's the one name I didn't. But now it's in my notes, so I won't forget. I will be staying at that house. If you think of anything, or if your wife feels any need to, speak to an outside source, vent.
I'm just waiting for her to recover enough so we can leave this accursed town and settle somewhere else.
Is she not feeling well?
She can't stop crying. She hasn't been eating. I just need her well enough to travel.
She hasn't been eating?
Not enough. Only when I coax her.
I see. If I think of any further questions, do you mind if I stop by again? I want to consult with my adventuring party, get their thoughts. and expertise.
Certainly, although I intend to leave in the next few days. We've been
It's
here more than
perfectly-
long enough.
It's perfectly understandable. Thank you for your time. I appreciate your candor, and we'll be in touch. And again, I am so sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
I'll make my way back to the outside of the inn, where I will
Beautiful.
not enter.
Alrighty. Welby, circling back to you.
Yes. There we go. Okay, so. Yes, I know.
You know, people say my dogs are loud, but I hear your cats more often than I hear my dogs. They're just so angry you're not always cuddling them.
Oh, they are. So, Omi is gonna. I guess looking up at the. Will-o-wisps. Like, okay, would it be possible for you to blink like a 1 for yes, 2 for no kind of thing?
You're asking the ones in the orchard, right?
Yes, in the henge area.
One of them blinks.
Yay. Okay, so I guess the first question is, will you be my friend?
It blinks once.
Hey. Do you need my help?
It blinks twice.
Oh, okay. Are the people in town gonna be okay?
It blinks twice.
Hmm. So why is there? Do you know why everyone is sick?
Sort of bobs around in a confused half circle, blinking wildly.
Oh, I don't know what that means. Is it like a curse?
They blink twice.
Is it like someone like spreading sickness?
It blinks once, then twice, then sort of once again.
So is it a person that's making all this happen?
Blinks. No, it just sort of does the half circle dance again.
You keep dancing. Is there something you need to show me?
It settles down when you say that. And blinks twice.
Would you be able to lead me to the person or whatever that's causing this?
It blinks twice, but it does hover over to a different area of the graveyard.
If I look in that direction, do I see anything in particular?
It is the area where the lights are concentrated the most right now.
So I'm gonna go to that area and see what's there.
Try another investigation check.
Okay.
I have faith in you. You can do this.
I have advantage just in case. Let's use advantage.
Alright, you're using one of your advantages. Great.
I don't know if that's enough. Is a 13 enough?
A 13 is enough. As you walk over from the area of the graveyard you were originally in to this area where most of the lights are concentrated, you can tell that in the first section, the graves are well tended and they all have just well carved and legible headstones in a variety of forms and shapes that apparently have something to do with who that person was in life, what they did and what they were like. When you get to this other area of the graveyard, all of these graves are unmarked.
All of them?
The ones in this section where the lights are hovering.
Like, how many are there?
A few dozen.
Was it unmarked? Do they at least look well tended? Or
Yes, it looks like Grata just does take care of them.
okay.
But they're not like the other graves had certain symbols on them that these ones lack.
Mm-hmm. Is the elf still tending to a
She's currently in the orchard.
orchard? Can I walk over to her and excuse me? May I ask?
Oh yes, darling.
I was just
I don't think I complimented you before, but your wings are they really suit you.
Oh, thanks. They're new. I'm not used to them yet, though. Can I ask you a question?
Of course, it is part of my job to answer your questions to the best of my abilities.
I was just wondering, how come some of the graves over there don't have the nice tombstones and markings like the others?
Oh, they're the travelers or adventurers who died without us knowing anything about them. Their bodies recovered from the woods or the roads, like since the town's founding, many years. But if you don't have a name, you don't know who they follow or if they follow anyone at all. You don't want to cast any rites that aren't a right one. So we just try to lay them to rest the best we can, but we just don't know.
Oh, but, would it be okay if I made like markings for them?
I mean, what would they say though?
I don't know. I'd have to ask them.
Well, most of them, so the ones that we found that I could still talk to, and we could send them home, we did, and otherwise we buried them here, and we always asked them what they wanted. These are the ones that we couldn't talk to.
Well,
I usually speak with the dead during the funeral rites to make sure we're doing what they wanted. But you need a certain... I'm going to be very crass here. You need a fairly intact corpse for that to work. And not everyone we find along the road is very intact.
Oh well, if it's okay, can I try anyways?
You know what, darling? Sure. You do your best.
Do you have materials I can use to write with? Make markings?
Certainly. There's a little shed at the back of the orchard. You can go and have a look in there. It's the site nearest to town.
So,
Back north a bit.
thank you. Will you be around if I have more questions?
I do live here and I do work here. I am also going to go to bed at some point.
Oh, I thought elves didn't need to sleep.
There's a difference between sleeping and meditating. Also, I just like some downtime.
Oh yeah, downtime's always good. Need to read stories. Anyways, thank you for your help. So
You're welcome.
we're just gonna rush off to the shed and grab marker
Okay.
material.
Let's see. Sam is outside the inn that Pris is in, so those are nearly back together. So let's see what Kai is doing.
There's one quick thing I would want to do on my way there.
Very quick.
And unless they already told me, just so for my notes, how long has Briddick been sick?
I do think I told you, but I'll check my notes to make sure I'm not lying to you. A few days.
A few days, okay. All right, that's all I got.
So hard to keep track of all the lies. Yes. Kai.
After their adventure in the woods, they would just be going back to the village.
Okay.
No, dude, I'm not going to go to the quarry alone. Not doing that.
Damn it. All right. So
I have high wisdom.
that is fair, actually. So Kai, Pris, and Sam will say for the my sanity that you're meeting back up while Welby is running around a shed, finding everything you could ever want to make grave markers. Sam, Pris, and Kai. Sam is not entering the inn. He might be waving from the front door.
I'm definitely sitting with my back against the wall of the outside of the building.
Okay.
Just like looking at my journal and like drawing weird lines in between like connections and be like, huh, and like scribbling like various
There's
causes
a
like
string.
magic question mark.
Yep.
Like when I sent that letter to my mom.
Yep. All right. Pris, you can sort of hear him muttering to himself, like, you know what this sounds like. You've heard this a little too often when he was in your library studying for whatever medical exam was coming up next, only this time there's a lot more magical speculation happening. Kai, you're walking up and you watch Sam basically make a tiny conspiracy board.
I mean, it's more of a chart.
Right, sorry, conspiracy chart.
Yeah.
Why?
Sorry, I was working.
You're doing the academia thing again.
What?
Are you doing the academia thing again? It's not my
I
accent.
mean, so things I've discovered. Do we want to reconvene and kind of? Pris, did you discover anything about what's going on at all?
Not
Or,
really.
Okay.
I mean,
That's
I've
fine.
got two things, which is we need to fuck up the quarry. That's kind of weird, and I'm tired.
That's fair.
Let's
What
hear.
I've discovered is that Ryan, the first child to be afflicted, was a little over a month ago. They passed away, unfortunately, within a week. Amarin vanished at night around the same time. Then Briddick fell ill a few days ago. It's not a medical ailment. I don't think. It doesn't fall under any of the categories that I know. And I think that I have like my medical journal open and I'm like shifting between pages and like trying to check the differences. I
You're doing
don't.
the perfect differential diagnosis.
Yeah. And as I'm doing this, so what it is paralysis. So of course, I tried to My first thought was perhaps they're being possessed by something that's leeching their life force. And that's still on the table, just I thought maybe I could kick it out. So I used my wizard powers to kind of will to push things away. And that didn't work. I then tried to test if it was poisons, and I focused on like removing the poison from them. That didn't work. Magic definitely happened though. Then I poured some healing into them the way I healed you all, and that seemed to help a little bit, but they didn't stop the not moving and all of that. So I don't know a lot about magic, so I suspect something magical is happening, which I
Couldn't
intend
tell
to
you
find
that
out.
one.
Well, yes, but a good researcher and a good doctor rules out all the probable before moving on to the improbable.
That's
Sam, you're
true.
an adventurer.
I'm both.
Winning it.
I'm a healer and I'm an adventurer, mostly an adventurer, but I'm trained in healing, I think, is... Anyways, I'm not done.
I'm gonna
You're a
leave you to
healer
your
at heart,
identity
Sam.
crisis. We know where to fox it up. That's all I need to know, really.
Oh,
Also, I didn't
one
think
important thing,
this could
Kai.
fight crocodiles. Oh right, the crocodiles are fucked up.
There's
Wait,
fucked up what?
Yeah, they got kind of.
Oh, in the bog!
I mean, yeah. Where else would you? Where else would a crocodile be?
How are they messed up?
Oh, they're kind of hurt. Is what I gathered. I didn't
Oh.
exactly look at them because I didn't want to start a wildfire. I would have ended it though. So I don't think a sickness hurts crocodiles. And there's this curious weird sound as a wailing or something from the quarry. So yeah, quarry is where we need to go.
Speaking of the quarry, the original owner of the quarry and founder of this town, Hugo, who was the only original unofficial mayor of this town, there is a rumor that the original families of this town made a deal with a devil or creature for the success of this town to be paid by their future generations. But the first child to be afflicted was a descendant of the original mayor.
Wow. That sounds pretty straightforward to me. That sounds like that's like half the fairy tales in the book that I have is the devil coming to collect his due.
So also I can a thing. The wailing kind of sounded like and they shift into an elk and start imitating the wailing.
Again, the worst sound you've ever heard.
But it's
What?
clearly trying to imitate. Is
Oh,
that
that's
the point
not a
you're
good
making?
sound.
It's
Yeah.
Like
not-
something luring prey?
I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to do that. That's what it sounded like. I'll ask an elk, a lovely fella, and he just told me that's what it sounded like.
You
How
can
far
talk
away
to
is-
elks?
Yeah, I
Oh,
can
that
do
is new. What?
I can be an elk. Why couldn't I talk to an elk? That
No,
would
what
make
I
sense.
don't know how this works.
Can you talk to an elk while being an elk?
I assume so. Elks can talk to each other, can they?
I don't
True.
know. I've never met an elk.
I have. Thing is, I mean, I wasn't an elk at the time, but also, yeah, you have. You met one just right now. It's me, just as an elk.
Hey, I have a question.
Yeah.
Where's Welby?
Oh fuck.
I don't know, and he knows the rules. If he wanders off, I'm not saving him.
Hang
I'm
on,
gonna
I'm gonna
search for
try
him
and
like
see if
in
this
the
works.
village.
That's an elk.
No, I hate
This is
it.
the sound Kai is
Alright.
currently making. This is Kai right now.
Oh no,
That's
friend.
amazing. Oh, that's amazing.
Oh, I hate it.
So
I wasted a
elk-
wild
Just-
save on that, but that
Just
was
an
worth it.
FYI, that's Kai.
Okay. So the elk sound happens at night.
No, not an elk sound. That was just an elk trying to sound like a Wayland.
So
I think.
elk is trying to sound like they're wailing.
No, I showed me what Sam. There's a Wayland, so like around the corner. Oh, not just around the corner.
Do you think it's the missing child?
I don't know. It sounds like a child. I don't know what elks think a child sounds like.
But when does the wailing happen? Is it at night or is it during the day? We haven't heard any today, so I'm assuming you meant it happens at night. If it happens at night, that means we should rest right now and then go to the quarry during the night so we can find the voice and we can solve the mystery.
That's what I'm
Adventure!
saying the entire time. Let's go fuck
Then
up
I
the
agree.
quarry.
We
Thank
should
you.
also try and find Welby, though. Perhaps I don't. Maybe I'm just afraid we're in a strange town, and I don't know if we are super comfortable with Welby being by himself in a strange town, and who knows what kind of trouble he can get up to. If not for Welby's sake, then maybe for the rest of the town that is already sort of like in a bit of a pickle with, sick kids and things. Maybe we could just make sure to keep. Maybe
Do
we
leave
maybe not
Welby
just.
alone.
Yes, during our time with Welby, I've come to accept two things. Welby is an adult capable of making adult decisions. That is their choice.
How the fuck did you come to that conclusion?
Because it leads to my second point. If Welby makes poor choices, that's on him. We got him out of the town. That's all that matters.
But now we've
Welby
got
makes-
him in a different town with other people, and if something happens, that will come back on the rest of us.
I'm not his babysitter, and I trust whatever Welby does will reflect on Welby, and if they need to punish Welby for doing something stupid, that's on them.
I mean,
Welby
yeah, but we associate with
understands.
them.
Yes.
If we get run out of a city by a mob for like,
Then I'll join the
that
mob.
didn't
obviously.
happen. Mobs are not really. That's not really how mobs work.
Well,
While
anyway-
you're having this discussion, Aveen pokes her head out of the inn door and go, "So, I know Press is staying here tonight. Do I need to get any of the other beds ready? Because I'm just putting on fresh linens."
No, I'm gonna stay in an empty house.
Okay.
I'm gonna stay with Sam.
I point at-
Great.
I point at a house that's not the one I'm staying at.
I mean,
I
Sam
have
killed
not
Bob.
ruled them out yet. Now everyone's a suspect.
Oh, okay. Sure. I mean, there's a lot of empty houses. Do you need
mean,
anything?
Sam,
Do you
if
have enough
you-
blankets?
I don't know. I haven't checked it out. Also,
I mean, the houses are empty. Do you have enough blankets with you?
I'll suffer through it. That's
Alright.
what adventuring is. I have a tent.
What are you,
You know, it
stupid?
really
Yeah, can we have a
isn't.
few
you
blankets,
can adventure
please?
in very much more comfort than you. But yes, I'll get you a blanket, Kai. Yes.
Thank you.
Do you? When is the
Especially
last?
if if you travel with a bard, at some point you can be very comfortable. I'm just saying. And she walks back inside.
Can?
When?
You'll
It's
learn.
like lovely songs and shit. Right?
When was the last time someone was in the iron mine?
I have no idea.
Did anyone search it when the child went missing?
Yes, but only in a group and only during the day. We didn't go all the way inside. We didn't find any tracks or anything, so we went away again. I don't think it's been mined in over a generation.
Okay,
She comes back out with some nice blankets for Kai.
Thanks.
Quite welcome.
Okay, well, I think this sounds like a great idea to go check out the screams from the quarry. That's sounds wonderful. I'm gonna go and see if I can try and find Welby and tell him of our plan, and maybe also make sure we all get some rest before we have to do this thing where we face screaming.
Me and Sam are going to be in the house over there. I mean, if that's okay with you, Sam, I can just
Oh, that's-
be in another
Yeah, it's like a
house if you
sleepover.
want.
Yeah, it's perfectly fine.
Okay, good. I was
It's
gonna-
good.
Okay.
Old
I mean,
abandoned house.
That's literally the first time. Okay, good.
Sleepover.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like it's the first time a friend has slept over at a place. It's not like I had a lot. I mean, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, for you, it's not, maybe.
you're both
Right.
just covered in friends.
No.
Yes, we make so many.
So many. Like, most of you have at least 2 at this point.
I had 2 at Affenwin.
Well, one was a friend, another was the friend of the friend. Anywho, with Pris heading off to find Welby, I'll ask you where you're doing that next time. For now, I want to mainly ask Sam and Kai what house you're doing, because you were pointing at different houses.
So, I was only pointing at the wrong house.
Or Aveen.
Yes, but Kai was there when I originally picked out the house that was closest to Briddick and the Duggan's house. The
Okay.
reason being is we can keep watch over them, so if anything happens at night or if anyone visits that house, we have a vantage point.
Okay.
Which is something I would disclose to Kai once we're behind closed doors and that Sam isn't being paranoid that they're being listened to by some evil wizard or something.
Okay. So you're behind closed doors in your abandoned little house. Kai, I don't know, either still carrying a very big fluffy blanket or settling down. And as Sam is rattling off this explanation, probably still gesturing with his chart, which is definitely not a conspiracy theory, but proper medical science. Can you both make me a perception check, please?
Sure. What is my perception?
I'm going to use the reroll we got.
Okay.
Oh, that's better. That's a
Oh.
24.
Dirty 20 from me.
All right. So you're talking to each other, so I'm assuming you're doing the thing where you face each other while you're talking. Interestingly enough, Sam behind Kai and Kai behind Sam, you see what is basically like a gray fog cloud, but with the shape of a person, as one of them moves through a wall and the other moves through what looks like part of a closet. And they're starting to reach out to touch you.
Oi, fuck off.
And that's where we'll pick it up next week.
Yeah!
No. No,
I
don't
ain't
like
scared
it.
of no ghosts. Boop, 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 boop.
Fuck off, you
Uh-huh.
radiant damage.
It's gonna be fine.
So what you're saying is this is a ghost town?
Uh-huh. I'm just saying I have not been playing too much Phasmophobia. This is a real thing in D&D as well. All right. So we'll go around and do our sign-offs and then watch you fight a few undead next week. Which will be fine. It's not like you
Also,
blew all your
Uncaged
spells
will
on
be
a
next
little
week.
girl.
I have guiding bolt and enough for 2 of them.
Duly fucking noted. All right, let's go around the same way we did at first. If I can still remember, I think we started with Graham.
Hi, I'm Graham. Today I had the lovely pleasure of playing Samander, your great, fantastic wizard, who is capable of casting a great many spells. Like healing, and some more healing. You can find me on Saturdays at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard on Stalwart Initiative playing Arzavash in the Dark Matter campaign. You can find me on October 30th, where I will be playing on Friends Who Roll Dice in their Monster of the Week fundraiser for RAIN, which is a wonderful charity. You should check it out. Alternatively, you can find me every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard right here playing you know who. You love him, you hate him, you want to be him maybe, I don't know, Sam. And you can find me on my own channel, Twitch TV/GrahamCrackers, on Fridays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard, where I play Gaheris Nerthos, a tiefling paladin Oath of Conquest in our Goldshine Investigations campaign. More mysteries.
Yay!
I have a type.
Who knew?
Weird.
That's all
right.
for me.
Thank you. Swapper.
I'm Swapper. I play Kai, who is getting progressively more weirded out by the world, and also just a tiniest bit nicer. Favorite moment of the session? Did we do that?
No,
Graham
but
didn't, but we should.
we should. We'll circle back
Graham, do
around
you
to
want
Graham
to?
when you're done. You finish your thing first. Try and pick the one he would have picked, so he can't pick it anymore.
Oh, bloody hell! I can't think like a mortal. My favorite moment was Avena, just all of Avena, just all of it. That's it.
Excellent.
I can be found on Twitter under @GreatSimplicity, where I do mostly nothing. I am currently. Next Monday you can find me on at Eva Sarit's
Eva,
channel.
yeah.
Damn, I'm good.
Well.
Where we will be finishing 10 Candles, Eva, whatever. You can find me here, obviously, Wednesdays. And apart from that, Anik and I will be having a bit of a chat at the 7th of November.
Correct again.
Bloody hell!
Now remember the
where
time.
No. Where we can be found during a talk show called Lorusum, where we'll be talking about everything but the things we set out to talk about. Also, there will be one-shots involved.
And guests.
Oh yes, and guests. We have those too.
Thank you. All right. Wild.
Oh, yes. Hello. Hello, I am Wild. I played Welby, your, was it, a fairy halfling now. And Warlock? Question mark, question mark, question mark. You can also catch me, this upcoming Tuesday on Tales of Make Believe, where we'll be having a discussion on, what was it, romance and relationships, in the A-spec, let's see, yeah, in the A-spec perspective. So that'll be a interesting conversation, and so yeah, that should be at 8 Eastern on Tuesday. Let's see, favorite times. I think I really liked seeing Swapper try and communicate with this elk in this very gruff, standoffish way. They're both kind of like done with each other when they first met each other.
Just minding his own business, man. All right, Lady Dame.
Hi, I am Lady Dame. You can find me at the Lady Dame pretty much everywhere. I play the lovely, sparkly Pris. Let's see. You can find me. Where can you find me? Lots of places. This Friday, I am going to be on Friends Who Roll Dice at, I know it's 4 p.m. Pacific time, in Little Fears, which is going to be a delightful Lumberjanesy sort of camp horror one shot. Also a charity, also supporting Rain, and I think something else, but I can't remember what it is off the top of my head. I am in the 10 Candles game on Eva Sari's channel on Monday at whatever time that is. Also going to be in quite a few things in the upcoming charity stream here on Open for Adventure on, or it's the Extra Life stream on November 7th. 24 hours of games and talk shows, and I'll be part of the character voices panel, which I'm very excited about. I sort of bullied my way into that one. And also playing in Anik's game at early in the morning. Actually, it'll be late at night for me at that point. I'm just staying up. I also stream on my own channel at a lot of random stuff. To actually Fridays, I stream on my own channel at various and sundry times. I'm currently in the middle of reading My Immortal on Saturday nights, which you should definitely come check out because it is, it's a good time. But the best place to follow me is on Twitter. My favorite part there was a lot of lovely, it was fun to see us all kind of split up and do our own little things. I loved Sam's sort of conspiracy theory, breakdown of what we think is going on. It was really, really great.
All right, thank you. That leaves me. My name is Anik. You can find me on Twitter at Anikster. It's mainly retweets and stuff I paint. Sometimes I have commissions open, just not currently, but soon, once I have a few more of them finished. So most of them have already been mentioned. So here every Wednesday at this time. Next Monday at 12 p.m. Central, we're finishing our 10 Candles game. That is honestly going really well. Every time I'm the DM, every time I say something, my players look absolutely horrified. So that's going perfectly according to plan. Everyone's scared. It's going to be beautiful. For the extra life, yes, you're so fucked. For the extra life charity stream, I actually have the first game of the stream, which for me is early morning, oh fucking clock. But it'll be great because I have a whole bunch of crazy players who are going to have to save a corgi with a deck of many things from the death zone. So nothing can go right, and I'm already here for it. And then our little talk show that's going to go horrendously off the rails, where we're going to try and focus long enough to each build a one-shot. Swapper will be building in 5th edition, and I'll be building in Ryutama. To see how branching out into different systems can make you a better DM. We have some great guests. One of them you've already seen here. The other one has actually been on Crit Hawk and is on a super famous podcast, and we love her so much and we're so excited. And then we came back from the break and I forgot to do a thing. I forgot to shout out our Warm Fuzzies patrons.
Warm Fuzzies!
I have
Warm
them here.
Fuzzies!
I have them here. We're going to go through them.
Okay,
Great.
So we're going to start. Maybe they're still here.
Wait, do we want to do it excitingly? Should we do a boom shakalaka before each one?
But I want to
I'm trying to hype them up.
You can do the boom shakalaka. I'm going to try and follow along and do this alphabetically this time because I'm so tired of them not being an alphabet. So we're going to start.
Weird.
Yeah, you good? You starting?
Okay.
I'm ready.
All right. We're going to start. Andrew,
boom shakalaka.
great.
Fellowship of the Table Bay of Gifts, a Wikimancer.
He has too many titles. We're going to need to start pruning these. He's too
I know.
amazing.
Titles.
The title master.
The title master. He who has titles. All right.
The many titles.
He's been hanging out. Maybe he's still here. Bill Chavez.
Belchavez!
Belchavez, the OG Alpha A babe.
There you
Belchavez has been
go.
around longer than any of us.
So I'm going to say this name, and then I'm going to run through the alphabet in my head to try and see who's next. We're going to start with Christina, though.
Christina! Boom
I'm
shakalaka.
pretty sure the P goes before the S. So we're at Patrick.
Patrick!
PJ.
PJ.
Shakalaka.
So I think I'm doing this right. We know her. We love her. Seth.
Seth.
And
Boom
then
shakalaka.
this time, sadly last, because the alphabet is a mean, mean mistress. But certainly not least, Quincy.
Quincy!
And that's our warm and fuzzy patrons that we thank for supporting us doing all this crazy shit. It helps have my players rolling in cursed items. And we love them all very much for their support, along with everybody in chat, especially the people who have been donating bits.
Thank you so much.
Lord knows this group needs all the rerolls you can buy them.
Look.
I appreciate
Yeah,
it
those
so
guys-
much.
Masters.
That Banshee whale's gonna mess us up.
Maybe deal with the specters first before you go see the Banshee.
We won't have to deal with the Banshee because we'll all be dead.
You still have guiding
You
bolts
might
for
be.
everyone. That's what you said
Oh.
at the end, and that is what I am holding you to. So tune in next week and see who survives.
No one.
You have backup characters. Good night.
Yeah,
We have.
Gramander.
Nope.
Gramander.
You don't.
It is
Studying
not. It is
every
not your
single spell
identical twin who accidentally has the same class you do.
Oh no, they were a they're an actual wizard